Hey guys, Mr. Rip here, and 7.34C just came out, and it had a whole host of minor changes, plus a few important changes to the most OP heroes of this patch. So let's go through it real quick. So first off, neutral items, bunch of minor changes here. I think the important ones, though, are Occult Bracelet. So this means your mana regen is about half now. I don't know exactly if that means it's going to be not worth picking up anymore. I still think it's pretty good, because attributes and magic resistance is always good. The mana regen is like a nice little benefit there. So I think people will still take this. Vambrace just does not look very good anymore. Plus two other attributes, like, that's pretty bad. So I think Vambrace is just not going to get picked that much anymore. Axe got a whole bunch of playability buffs to him. So I don't think they might like affect his win rate at higher levels, but they'll definitely affect his win rate at lower levels because it just makes like the call easier to land. It's easier to kill people with Culling Blade, and then you get more armor a little bit later. So hopefully, like Axe's win rate and play rate will go up a lot more because he's really cool. Kind of surprised to see some Bane buffs here. They're kind of minor, but Bane was starting to pick up, especially like in mid. So they just buffed him. Weird. Beastmaster, I think the important one for him is Drums of Slom not healing off of illusions. So we'll see how that fits him in with the meta, because if he was pretty good against illusions before, he's going to be quite bad. So, well, not quite bad, but definitely nowhere near as good. But yeah, look out for that one. Clink's got a whole bunch of attack buffs. So, like, he's got more attack speed on his archers. He's got more damage on Burning Barrage, and then he's getting more health off of the Death Pact talent. So maybe we'll start seeing Clinks more, which I'm a little bit worried about because they also buff Bounty Hunter a little bit, and Ricky and Nyx. So they just kind of buffed all the Invis heroes, which could be kind of painful. I think Dazzle got some nice buffs too. So him getting more int per level is really nice. And then also Bad Juju just costing less health. I don't think the talent matters too much. But I mean, Dazzle's main gating factor is his health and his mana, right? So buffing both of those is going to really help him out, especially in late game. Doom got nerfed again, lol. Uh, let's see. Who else? Earthshaker, core Earthshaker got nerfed pretty hard here. So mana cost on Enchant Totem, and then the Enchant Totem talents. So I don't think we'll be seeing as much core Earthshaker. It might still be viable, but it's definitely not as strong as before, especially because the Enchant Totem damage is moving to level 20. That's quite a long time for your like offlaner to come online, right, and be really powerful. Gyro got a whole bunch of nerfs. None of them are specifically about the Ags or like his synergy with Satanic, but he did get a bunch of flat cannon nerfs, so let's just go through it. So agility gain going down, that's always a big deal on carries. Minor stun duration nerf, like 0.1, doesn't really matter at all. Flat cannon cooldown going up will hurt his early game farming, and it's still longer even at max level. So that's just going to hurt his uptime all the time. He's got less health on his talent. The 3 flat cannon attacks that was on 15 is now just flat cannon damage, and the flat cannon damage on 20 is now the attacks. So again, you're pushing him further and further into like needing to go late game to be viable. And then the cooldown reduction on 25 on flat cannon. So all in all, this hero is just going to take way longer to like become the monster that he is, especially because he still needs like Satanic and Ags to really do that. So I don't think we'll be seeing as much Gyro as much anymore. I definitely think his win rate's going to go down off this one. Invoker got some nerfs on Tornado, and also EMP. I think the EMP one is probably the big deal one. So you can BKB in the middle of the EMP pulling you in, and then you'll be okay. So I think it's pretty specific, but I think maybe that could be a big deal. Jakiro got some minor buffs, which is very nice. Let's see, they're nerfing Lion. I don't get it. This hero is crap. Let's see, what else do we got here? Magnus got some nice buffs as well. So his attack range going up to 200, I mean, that's like, what? That's a 33% increase off of 150. That's pretty big, and that's probably going to feel a little weird, like having Magnus with like super long attack range, but I'm kind of curious to see how that works out. And then obviously like RP got a minor buff on like an extra 20 units of radius, which actually makes the RP like decently bigger, not like huge. Meepo no longer gets Mega Meepo no longer gets canceled if he's banished, hidden, or becomes untargetable. That's also kind of specific. I don't know how much that was really screwing me before, because I just don't see him that much. But that sounds like it's a binary change, right? So it's probably pretty impactful. Huerta got a whole bunch of early game buffs. So her dead shot damage, especially on level 1, going up by 25, that's pretty nice. That helps her to secure range creeps and fight early. Pierce the Veil, early game damage as well. And then also cast range on dead shot on the talent. So I think we'll be seeing a lot more Muerta, especially for like early game. Nature's Prophet didn't get like massive nerfs. I mean, base agility, that's definitely going to hurt. Sprout, this is a nice thing just so you can tell what's going on. Like now there's a visual effect when the Sprout damage is happening. But also importantly, you can now tango the trees created from Sprout to heal, whereas you couldn't before. I didn't even know that till recently. So that's a really big deal too. That's going to help a lot, like fighting against him. Nick's got a whole bunch of buffs. So his int multiplier on Mind Flayer early went up 2 to 3.5, pretty good. Spike Carapace cooldown went down. He gets extra attack range on Vendetta, and he also gets better animation speed in Vendetta when he's attacking. So that's pretty good. I think we'll see a lot more Nyx. Omni Knight got a pretty good early game buff, I think. So the mana cost and the cooldown are going down on Repel. And taking a spell from 60 seconds to 45 seconds is pretty significant, I think. I mean, it's even lower cooldown at max level. So I think we'll be seeing a little bit more Omni Knight, especially more of a support Omni Knight. And then also he gets mana cost reductions on a Hammer of Purity, which is nice for him. Bago got nerfed again. Sad face. Let's see. There's a whole bunch of other ones here. I'm trying to focus on the important ones. I think Treant, where'd he go? Treant's nerfs are kind of significant because his lane phase is very much based around like good spell usage, right? So now he's got extra mana cost on Nature's Grasp. He gets an extra 6 seconds cooldown on Leech Seed. That kind of sucks. And then Overgrowth is now 120 at the level 1 version of the spell. So definitely some nerfs here to Treant Protectors like uptime and how dominant he's going to be in the lane phase in the early game. Venge got a bunch of nerfs, and I don't find any of them to be really that impactful. So 75% cast range on the magic missile, like the secondary missile. That's like, okay. I mean, I would always use this when people are kind of clustered up anyway, but I think that's still fine. Wave of Terror, an extra 15 mana, like at level 1, like who cares? That's not significant enough. And then, 3% damage on Vengeance Aura at max level, really just like not that significant. So I think Venge is still going to be really strong. I'm still going to be spamming her. But everybody will be happy to know that Warlock got some nice nerfs too. So strength gain went down. That means he's going to be easier to pick off late game. And then Fatal Bonds gets 6-second reduced duration level 1. So it's going to be much less annoying to lane against a Warlock. Still annoying, but way less annoying. And then, some minor upheaval attack speed nerfs on the talent. And then what else we got? Wyvern. I think Wyvern got pretty significantly, well, not pretty, but decently buffed here. So armor going up, mana regen going up. And then this cooldown going from 38 to 26 at level 1 is pretty big because this is kind of her main like fighting spell early. Giving her more uptime on that is really going to make her better at laning. Witch Doctor got some minor nerfs, and I don't really feel like these are, well, he got buffed and nerfed, and for how oppressive he is, I don't really understand it. So they're making Paralyze and Cast like even faster to cast. They're not affecting the level 1 damage on Death Ward at all, but they're definitely affecting the late game damage of it. I feel like you really needed to lower the damage like across the board on this, because this being pure damage is like kind of insane. And it's kind of the only reason he's getting played so much. And that's pretty much it. I think it's mostly minor changes. I think the meta will shift a little bit, but not dramatically. We're definitely going to see less Gyrocopter. I think we're still going to see Nature's Prophet. And hopefully some of these other supports will pop into popularity. But also, I really think we're going to see a lot more Invis heroes, and so look out for that one. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch at Mr. TV. I stream every weekday from 2:30 p.m. PST onwards, and I hope to see you there. And also check out my Dota coaching playlist. I'll link that at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. And if I missed anything, don't forget to leave that in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. All right, bye.